What is up, everybody? It is Dead Storm here. I'm bringing you a nooberific gameplay on a nooberific day. Just kidding. Actually, you know what? Christopher Columbus Day, that is like a nooberific day because he was a noob to the Americas and all that, as I get all historical and such and don't make any sense. Well, I'm saying, using support and using the ACR, hate me if you want. But I'm not great at this game. I'm not amazing. And when I get killed constantly by support and ACRs, I'm like, you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. So that's what I'm doing. What I want to talk about today is separate identities. Your YouTube identity versus your actual identity. Perfect example I thought of when I was thinking about all this stuff is, what if I went into a bar, I was hitting on some chick, I was like, man, she's got some looks. And I was like, hey, what is up? How's it going, hottie? No, she really wouldn't like that. I might get slapped in the face and maybe a glass of wine in the face if she would drink wine at a bar. Do they serve wine at bars, babe? I don't know. I don't go to bars much, even though I am of the drinking age. It's called having a child. I'm stuck in my house. It's awesome, though. I like being stuck in my house. We do get out. Don't think of us as these, like, albino people that when we see the sunlight, it hurts our eyes. No. We do get out. What I'm saying is we don't get out and partay. Wow. Sounded too excited. On a more serious note, though, I was thinking about this more in depth. Like, if we have issues in our personal life, you know, back home, there is something going on with family, or maybe you lose a family member. I'm kind of branching this off of White Boy 7th Street's commentary. He said that sometimes he had to get back to, you know, just being white boy to get away from some of the pain he was experiencing in his life. And that's what I really want to talk about. Not necessarily death and such, but do some of you use your YouTube identities to get away from the pain that you might experience in your life? Now, I'm not saying that that pain is deserving of being ignored. I'm just saying that, do some of you do that? Is YouTube like a comfort, just like reading is for some people, as I was talking about fantasy versus reality and the true pains that you do experience in real life versus the image you have in your head when you're reading? Well, in YouTube, is it the same way? Maybe not necessarily the reality that you could have in your head over a book, but is YouTube kind of like an escape for some of us? Because we all are just cyber friends. Some of the people on YouTube could be friends in real life, but we all know each other just based on our commentaries or the chats we have through Skype. Is that a different type of world for you? Is that what YouTube is? Now I want to talk about escaping YouTube, and like I've done before, I've taken little hiatuses, aka vacations from YouTube, because YouTube has stressed me out so much. Do some of you feel like you need to step back, you know, not post for a little bit just to get your head straight, to get you more focused, to accomplish more on YouTube? Is YouTube different from, you know, the fantasies of reading in the fact that YouTube is just as unpredictable as, you know, life is? Reading can be the same way. You can't predict it, and you can paint an image in your head that is so vivid that it might affect you deeply. But what I'm talking about is that YouTube really can affect us. I know that for a fact because a lot of the YouTube community is not as supportive of each other as they should be. I've said this many times before. I am part of it, so, you know, I got to step up my game and get better at it. But YouTube can be very harsh. It can be just as equal of a reality to us as, well, reality, because in a way it is. It's more of a reality than reading books, because it's feedback towards ourselves if we do make videos, or it's feedback that we do give that can deeply affect someone else. So do we need to escape the reality of YouTube sometimes? That's my point of view on both sides of the story. You know, the reality of life versus the fantasy of YouTube. YouTube can be very real, but when it comes down to it, YouTube shouldn't affect us as deeply as it does. I'm not saying that everybody gets affected to the same level. Some people already know this and they handle the stress, they handle what is put at them in a good way. I'm not the best in the world at handling diversity and such, but I'm working on it. There's always going to be those cyberbullies. It's a big thing out there. It's past YouTube. It's in forums. It's everywhere. You have to get over it. There's going to be people that cyberbully, and you can be a cyberbully yourself if you put out a commentary or such that is negative towards a certain group of people. When it all comes down to it, though, my basic message, my motto is that YouTube shouldn't affect us even if we're making a living off of it. That is it for this commentary, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, guys, as I will too. Peace, guys.